former mission president of Philippines Kawayan Mission, Ricardo Cobing. Welcome, Rick.
Hi, thank you for inviting me for this podcast name.
Yeah, podcast. Mo naman
So
daw ni ang in karon.
I'm delighted to be connected once again to uh, one of my very good friend,
Yes.
Jong, who
Just
was born in Davao. No, diri man yun nagdako akong di ko nagdako ako mga parents meet here. So I grew up in Davao and I uh, I was found by my friend. Uh, ang pangalan niya si Eduardo Boyang, was a return missionary. I
oh,
was, if you remember him,
yeah.
pinakabutan nga YSA sa Bangsa. Yeah, one of my very
Mo
good
ba na
friends.
siya si Boy? Si Boy?
Boy,
Okay.
si
All
Boy.
right.
Okay,
Boy, hello, Boy.
yes, he was the one who introduced me the church kasi I was working before sa isa ka company. We were together. And then it was there that he started to introduce the church to me when I was 18 years old. Kaya sa buhangin to mo ang office sa una eh. So from there, I was exposed sa church, and in fact, dili gani mga full-time missionaries ang nagtudlo sa ako. Kasi if you remember that time, na-stake
Missionaries.
a district missionary sa una.
Missionaries. Yeah.
Penpod. So, yun, nag-start ang ano na ko sa church. And then after 1 year, pag-reach na ako 19 years old, I decided to serve a mission. And by the way, if I could remember it right, I was baptized December 6 sa Buhangin Chapel, 1980. And daghan kayong mga YS, and then one of them yata, murag si Richie yata ang isa dito. Was there and became
that's
your
our
wife
first connection.
later.
That's our first connection. Okay, go.
So
Go ahead.
that was the start. And then I served a mission in Philippines, sa Manila Mission, 1980 to 84. Then after that, I pursue my college education. Then I never left the church, or wala ko nang inactive all throughout these years. So life was good for me. I meet many friends, and I think ang turning point of my life talaga na where I truly converted to the gospel was when I served a mission. Kasi when I joined the church, gamay pa akong nahibaluan dyan. So after my mission, I was able to continue studying and then finish my education on my own kasi my parents cannot afford to send me sa college. So that was the time that we met sa Davao Institute of Religion. Then I was the part-time secretary.
Part-time ka pa lang noon.
Oo.
Okay.
And then I held several calling in the church. Later, I became a bishop twice, then served as a counselor to the mission presidency sa Tuluca Mission President sa Davao. Served in the stake presidency as a counselor, and I held several callings.
Okay.
And then because of my work as a coordinator sa Seminary Institute, that's one of the blessings that I received. Then after my college years, I graduated sa Holy Cross of Davao College in psychology. I got married 1990. So married to Manolita Pahamutan.
Okay.
Well, I'll be retiring 2 years from now.
Okay, 2 years from now.
So, in 19, ano, kasi we got married 1990. Um,
So mga 35 years na. More
oh,
than. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
so
Okay.
35. So, 2 years from now, I'll be graduating from the CES na rin. Retire na. But,
Kamo kamo na ba ang mga murag senior karon diya sa CES?
oh, kami na, kami na nila Dave Aquino. You know
Oh,
him.
Dave, yeah. Okay,
Your,
Dave. I-try mo na ako sa i-reach out kung ano siya.
kay medyo, busy po na siya, no? But,
Yeah.
yeah, then, so yun lang ang simple life ko sa
Okay. All
church
right.
na.
Good,
Now
good.
we were privileged to serve unexpectedly,
Oh,
be a mission leader sa Philippines Kawayan Mission in
yes, yeah.
2022 till
2022, yeah.
2025 of July. Kami
Uh-huh.
is on mission. It was a sacred privilege for us, and I never thought that from my humble beginning, I will be serving as a mission leader.
So mo na gyud din ay tawag sila karon no, sa inyo ha karon no, mission leaders.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you say hi to your missionaries? Say hi.
Hi to all my beloved missionaries who will be able to watch this podcast.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you have Filipinos and then mga foreigners, you have foreigners, right? Okay.
During our time, I think there were almost 13 or 14 nationalities in our
Mhm.
mission.
Okay. All right. So let's dive into your mission experience as mission leaders. So what counsels did you receive from our leaders, or you have a training here in Provo, right? And then you receive counsels from probably some speakers, no? Mga general authorities, apostles, and prophets. So are there still principles that still stick, or that you use, or that you remember na parang very effective in terms of your missionary service?
Yes, of so many trainings that we received, no,
Yes.
instructive, how to manage the mission, but one of the really stick to me is that the principle of loving your missionaries, because when these missionaries enter in your mission, they are 18 or 19-year-old,
Yes.
and they're just, they say na they just came from the primary age group, and so and we are training not only missionaries but future leaders of the
Yes. Yes.
of the church,
Mhm.
and you really have to train them well, and of course love them as they fulfill their missionary purpose.
Okay. So speaking of missionaries, we know that there are times when we get discouraged, right? So what kind of spiritual either preparation, or during the time that they are being discouraged, because they're away, they're in the mission where they're away from home. So ano yung, as a leader, ano yung parang extended help mo or support so that they can work effectively?
Okay, one of the many challenges sa mga missionaries at this generation that really is sometimes become a major concern, itong tinatawag na depression.
Yes, yes.
During our time, we don't even know the definition of what
Yes.
No, it's very different. Now, when they enter in the mission field, they will be exposed to many challenges
Mhm.
that some of them are not prepared.
Mhm.
Uh, but fortunately, the church have set up a wonderful program how to support and sustain our
Okay.
missionaries, and
Mhm.
both spiritually, physically, mentally, emotionally. We have all the support. But as mission leaders, what we can really do and help them is to really teach them the doctrine of Christ,
Mhm.
and once the doctrine of Christ is embedded in their uh, in their work themselves, no, they
Mhm.
can
Testimony.
the testimony will grow, and the Lord really helps them overcome their weaknesses. So
Okay.
my really repeated counsel to them uh, is to put all your heart, might, and strength in
Mhm.
fulfilling their missionary purpose. And
Okay.
if there are challenges or trials that will come along the way in fulfilling their missionary purpose, the Lord will be there to help them, because
Okay.
it's not their work, it's the Lord's work, and the Lord will help them fulfill their missionary purpose.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about your the leadership in the mission. You and your wife. How does it strengthen your marriage and family relationship?
Well, strengthen, it's really strengthen us kasi when you're in the mission, you're together every time, 24 by 7. You know?
Mhm.
Uh, kung wala sa mission, um, like I work uh, 8 hours,
Yes.
minsan 10 hours pa when I travel. So when you go home, it's already in the evening. So you have almost limited time for you to spend for that day. But when you're in the mission, we are always together in everything that
Yes.
we do. No, everything that we do. Thank you.
It's
Together,
okay.
and we make decisions, especially in how to deal with missionaries
Missionaries, yeah.
problem, and
How many
although
missionaries do you have?
when we arrived in the mission, there were only 69 missionaries because
Said,
it
okay.
was still almost
COVID.
COVID
Yeah.
time, but it gradually grew until the highest missionaries we have in the mission, yung peak talaga niya as 222,
Wow. In one setting or in one period.
one period. But
Um,
later on, uh, ano yun na nabawasan because it was during our time that Philippines Tugigaraw Mission was created,
okay.
and so half of, or no, not half, three zones
Mm-hmm.
uh,
Na,
were taken by Tugigaraw Mission, and so
ano,
for a time medyo nigamay ang lumiit ang population, but still many, 150, 160, and then 162. We never
mhm.
reached 100, we never reached 200 anymore.
So, all throughout your 3 years, mga ilang missionaries yan na na-assign sa Kawayan Mission.
Well, missionaries come and go.
Yeah.
No, actually, I lost track. missionary. Pero
Probably more than
makaabot yan.
500.
Yes, at least 500 more or less.
Okay. Dami.
Oh, and you have to remember their name and their faces
Yeah.
to get challenged.
So this will be a good avenue for them to catch up with their mission president, their former mission president. Okay, for the interest of time, Rick, I only allowed like I have to edit this, and upload like 15 minutes. So, is any counsels you can give to your missionaries, including their parents?
Well, to all my missionaries, it's really only I repeatedly counsel them to uh, to continue their mission even after their mission, because after
Mhm.
when they release, it's not the end of their mission. You
Yes.
know, I always encourage them to continue to live a life of discipleship, like to be a lifelong disciple of Jesus Christ,
Mhm.
and to continue to walk in the covenant path,
Mhm.
and always remember that the Lord loves them, the Lord knows them, and you know, just continue to be uh, of service to the Lord, and be a lifelong disciple of Jesus Christ.
All right. President Rick Cobing of Philippines, former president of Philippines Kawayan Mission.
Oh, yan,
Thank
mission.
you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, John, for having me with you in this channel.
All right. Bye.
Bye bye.